Hello, friends, and welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 20th of January, 2022. I'm Jeannie, and I'm so glad that you've decided to come along for the ride on this hump day. Well, recently I was watching an old interview on YouTube of a very famous actress from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and she's since passed on, obviously. But this was an old talk show interview that she was doing shortly before she passed away. And she was talking about how she would sometimes stay up late and watch an old Late Late Show if it was going to be one of her old films. And she would watch it and she would watch each scene carefully and she'd say to herself, I could have delivered this line this way, or I should have had this kind of facial expression, or maybe I should have acted a little differently and responded this way in this scene, or maybe turned my head differently, those kinds of things. Now, this would be somebody who was admired by millions. Her films were loved by many, and yet she would catch herself doing that, being critical of herself and hoping that she was somehow could have done things better or changed things, but obviously she couldn't. This was decades prior. But we do that too, don't we, boys and girls? We stop and we analyze ourselves with all the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and we find ourselves even sometimes just filling ourselves with regret for having done something that in the past that we could have done differently. And instead of worrying, boys and girls, about how we can unring the bell, which obviously you cannot do, perhaps we should use those things that we coulda, woulda, and shoulda done a different way to help us do things better the next time. See, we cannot change our past, but we could definitely learn from it. So instead of beating ourselves up for things we could have done, now please, I'm going to bring some balance here to say this, boys and girls, and that is this. Please learn from those mistakes. I know there's a lot of very dumb things that we'll do in our lives and we beat ourselves up over and over. No, learn from those mistakes, but don't live back there because there's nothing you could do to change anything that you might watch on the Late Late Show. Now, listen, go out and be a blessing to somebody today because you might end up being the only one who is. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not done so already. JeanneSigler. Click on that notification. Click on the notification bell and give me a thumbs up and put a comment if you like. I'd love to be able to let you know every single time another Take Two is premiering. Now, listen, don't forget also, I do have a wonderful streaming program on two radio streams right now. UltimateOldiesRadio.com every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, and in the evening, the same 8 and 9, you can tune into Through the Eyes of a New York Woman. And also on oldies700.com on Sundays, oldies700.com. You can listen at 4 Central, 5 Eastern, AM and PM to the same program. And then immediately following my husband's program on the road, you can tune in with Chef Michael and listen to that. So I hope that you've learned something today. I hope you're not living back there, but instead learning from those mistakes. And please don't hang on to all them woulda, shoulda, couldas. All right, you be blessed, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.